345.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman, members of the committee. Currently, housed within the Maryland Department of Transportation, there is the Vision Zero program, which we legislatively created. This program has an aspirational goal of 0 road deaths. That means 0 deaths from car accidents, 0 bicyclist deaths, and 0 pedestrian deaths. The MDOT implementers of our previous legislation are highly professional, and they are committed to this Vision Zero goal. But one thing I've seen in this legislature is that we sometimes create outside commissions to help advise the government agencies. These outside commissions allow private companies and external advocates and residents who may have specific local expertise that the broader agency may not have to have input in the implementation of the programs that are housed within the agencies. The Vision Zero Advisory Commission does just that. It mimics similar outside advisory commissions and will go a long way to reduce roadway deaths in partnership with the Vision Zero program and the Maryland Department of Transportation. This is for council. We'll need to amend the bill a little bit to replace the removal language that's currently in the bill with the boilerplate language we have more recently been adopting in this committee. With that, Mr. Chairman, I ask for a favorable report on SB 345.
Good evening. My name is Joshua Feldmark. I'm here with Bike Maryland, and I appreciate that once again you have put me at the end of what seemed to be a very light and airy hearing. So I appreciate that. So I will be honest and say that 99 times out of 100, if there is a proposal to create a commission or a task force, I would not be here supporting it. I think we all agree that there's a lot of commissions and task force that are ways to move on issues or punt issues. And this to me is a very big exception. And I was trying to figure out how I could illustrate why I think this is so important. And I dipped back in history to starting in the 40s and going through the 90s. The Center for Disease Control began to look at auto crashes as a public health crisis. And when they did that, when they shifted the way they started thinking about making it safer, they brought in a team of experts that originally were never dealing with this, engineers and policy experts and health experts, and a lot of things came from that dramatically reduced our automobile fatalities, including simple things like a crumpling steering column and tempered glass. So we had 600 traffic deaths in Maryland last year, the largest number we've had in 15 years. And 30% of those were folks who are not in vehicles. And so it is time to all of us to get together and to look at the multidimensional aspects of what causes these crashes, what causes these fatalities, and come up with the answers for how we make it safer. With that, I urge a favorable report.
Questions from the committee? What do you attribute that increase to? And you said most of them were outside, not vehicle on vehicle.
So 30% of them were not in vehicles.
Wow.
So obviously from a statistical standpoint, that's a far over, right? Much less than 30% of the people on our roads are out of vehicles. And it's hard to say what is sort of causing that. I think speeds are continuing to increase. And I do think that coming out of the pandemic, there were a lot more folks who were using our roadways recreationally on foot and on a bike.
Excellent. Thank you very much. Seeing no questions from the committee, thank you both. All right, is Peter? Is Peter? Okay. And then Christy, welcome. You're up. Good to see you.
Thank you very much. My name is Christy Daphnis. I was previously on the Montgomery County Pedestrian, Bicycle, and Traffic Safety Advisory Committee for 10 years. I'm now on the Maryland Bicycle and Pedestrian Advisory Committee, but I'm here tonight representing Montgomery County Families for Safe Streets, and we support the establishment of a Maryland Vision Zero Advisory Commission and the other reporting provisions and advisory functions in the bill. Collectively, these provisions will help reduce roadway fatalities and serious injuries and are really a step in the right direction toward realization of the state's Vision Zero goal. Maryland is really falling down on its commitment to Vision Zero. In fact, as the numbers show, roadway deaths in Maryland and across the country are on the rise, as Josh mentioned. Something must be done before 500 plus more lives are lost, or before even one more life is lost here in the state of Maryland. We owe it to our children, our neighbors, our community members, and most of all to the families who've endured these horrible tragedies. The vast majority of these roadway deaths are not accidents, and we need to think about how we can be preventing those deaths and take action to prevent the losses, which the Vision Zero Advisory Commission could help with, because it takes an alternative perspective in looking at some of these crashes and what we can do about them. I particularly appreciate the inclusion of advocates and organizations representing people with disabilities on the Envision Commission. We would also ask that this commission as this is developed, you consider explicitly adding representation from families and loved ones of those who've been lost on our roadways. It would be really impactful to include this important perspective, as these individuals have suffered most greatly from the state's lack of progress on Vision Zero implementation. So with that, I just wanted to reiterate the fact that we urge a favorable report, and thank you.
Excellent. Thank you very much. Questions from the committee? All right, seeing none, thank you very much, Senator Wallstreicher. That'll conclude the hearing for Senate Bill 3.